What's up YouTube? This is going to be my video about freezing a Zippo in a solid block of ice and if it will work. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you now I have tested this just like Zippo Fanatic and it works. The lighter will still light. As a matter of fact, mine lit not the first time, but I think the 5th or 7th strike as I was sitting there. Like the first one or two, there was no spark. Then I waited a second, shook it out once or twice, lit it, and it was almost lighting, and I just sat there like 3 or 4 more times and then it lit. So that's how it went down for the lighter this morning. This is the lighter that I froze. It was the brass armor of mine. Now I know what you might be thinking, especially if you're coming from Zippo Fanatics channel. Oh, you're just stealing his content and making your own video about it. No, actually I am not. I actually got permission from him. I asked him. Well, I didn't really ask him. I just, started mentioning to him in the comments that I tested the theory, or well, not the theory, the test with ice, freezing a Zippo in a solid block of ice with the bag trick. And this bag trick, because the video that he did, I don't think that he ever put the bag trick on it. Actually, I'm quite positive he didn't ever put the bag trick on it because he wanted to just see how it would work with no mods. However, I tested mine, how I carry it now, which is with a bag trick. I will always have the bag trick on the Zippo lighter now. So that helped exponentially, I feel. I feel like that really played a part in how well this thing lit when I pulled it out of the ice. However, this is going to be a multi-part video. I'm going to go ahead and refill this Zippo for you guys in front of the camera. Now, I can't really make these too long just because my phone is really running short on storage. It's alright if this one gets overfilled a little bit because it's getting the bag trick and then going into the Zippo and then being frozen. As you can see, it's kind of, well, you can't really see it right now, but it did get overfilled just a tiny bit. But oh well, it doesn't really matter because it's getting frozen in a solid sheet of ice. So, well, not sheet, block, but you know what I'm saying. And again, guys, I honestly was quite surprised at how well this bag trick helped with keeping the water out of the insert. Now, it's not going to indefinitely keep the Zippo from getting any kind of water and freezing inside of your insert because the wick. There is a hole that the wick runs through, and once the water starts getting in here, you'll notice as it starts freezing, because when I put mine in the water, it didn't even it didn't even have any bubbles coming out, but as I kept checking it in the freezer to see how frozen it was, I could see bubbles appearing in the ice like near here. So that was pretty much telling me, yeah, it has air coming out and water going in. Now, one thing that I was worried about at first when I tried this was the case cracking, because if anyone knows anything about ice, when you freeze something, the ice expands, or well, the water freezes and expands, and I was worried that it would crack the case if water got in there, froze, expanded. But then I realized, well, if it expands, it's just going to run back out through here, through this little gap. So anyway, guys, this lighter is 100% ready to go, and I will see you here in the next clip where we put her in the freezer. Alright guys, welcome back to the second part of this video where I'm just going to be filling this tub up with water. As you can see, I have the brass armor. I did wait about an hour, but as you can see, it is still working perfectly fine. So I'm not going to be able to show actually filling it up and everything, but I will show it, in the freezer and stuff. So and that's what it's going to be looking like, guys. And into the freezer it goes. And here I'll show you guys right quick what we're looking at. It's kind of hard to see in here because the light has been burned out or something's blocking it, but that's what we're going to be looking at. And in 6 to 10 hours, I'll be back with the results. What's up, YouTube? I am back with the final results of the frozen in ice with the bag trick Zippo. Now, just to let you guys know, we're currently outside. It is about 20 degrees and it actually is snowing. Amazingly, the weather forecast did not call for snow, but I walked out there smoking a cigarette and yeah, it started snowing, so that's lovely. Anyway, I'll go ahead and go get the Zippo so we can get this thing open. As you guys can see, it is completely frozen in that block of ice. I am probably going to run some cold water on this just to help get it out, guys, because I don't want to be sitting here making a bunch of noise beating this block of ice. And there we have our lighter. Ooh. What I did last time, guys, well, this is actually clogged. There we go. I just let it run like this, if it'll focus. Oh, I'm sorry about that, guys. There we go, focus now. Because I just let it run like this for a little bit until it pretty much melted the Zippo out of this block of ice. There's our Zippo. Put that over there for now. And there's our lovely little block of ice. Now we can just go ahead for funsies and see how bad, if it's frozen shut, which it is. So I'll have to run it under some water. Almost. Could probably make this a little warmer. Almost. There's the Zippo, and there is a slice of ice up in there. There's the wick actually frozen. The wick actually might be frozen in that. So we got our Zippo out. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of cheat here and just dry it off some. Because the first time I tried this, I didn't actually have to melt ice away from the wick. However, this time I did. Oh. close. It's trying, guys. Let's see if I can just a little bit better. I'm going to try to absorb some of that water out of that wick, because I'm sure right now it's a mixture of water as well as lighter fluid in that wick. What do you know, guys? So there you have it. After the bag trick, just a few strikes, thawing of ice, and you saw that, guys. That thing had a freaking chunk of ice frozen around that wick. Look at that thing. That's amazing. I mean, I did not ever expect this lighter to, you know, withstand being frozen in ice until I saw Zippo Fanatics video, and honestly, that amazed me. And I'm still, this is round 2 of doing this, and honestly, guys, I'm still quite amazed at just how well this lighter works. And as you can see, it's pretty much working as if it was never even frozen in ice, which it also is amazing, because I know with Zippo Fanatics, granted, he did 2 tests. Well, he didn't do 2 tests. He tested it once and then filmed the video second. So his, you know, was only lighting in the lid and, you know, lit for a short amount of time. But what I did differently was I also refilled my Zippo. But as you guys can see, it works. So there you go, Zippo Fanatic. That's what this thing looks like with the bag trick on. Works quite well, and honestly, I'm amazed. And I'm still amazed. So stay tuned for the next video, guys, which will be coming out later tonight.